GTA may be known today for its massive 3D open worlds, but the series actually started from a top-down perspective. In this video, we're looking at 10 top-down games that capture that feeling of crime, chaos, freedom, and police chases in their own way. Some stay quite close to classic GTA, while others reinterpret the formula through roguelite elements, co-op, or completely different ideas. American Fugitive brings the classic GTA formula into a modern 3D style. But it is not just about causing chaos around the city. You play as Will Riley, who is accused of murdering his father in Red Rock County, and after escaping from prison, you enter the criminal underworld while trying to find the real killer. You can explore the open world on foot or by vehicle, break into houses, steal cars, rob stores, and constantly change your escape route as police pressure increases. Destructible environments, car chases, and different criminal activities keep the pace moving, while the story unfolds through mystery, deception, and corruption. American Fugitive captures the top-down GTA feeling not only through its perspective, but also through the freedom to commit crimes and the constant cat-and-mouse game with the police. Maniac takes the city chaos of classic top-down GTA games and turns it into short, replayable roguelite runs. You can choose from 6 different characters, steal vehicles across the city's 11 districts, collect weapons, and try to stay alive for as long as possible as police pressure keeps rising. You are not limited to regular cars either. Buses, police vehicles, bulldozers, and even tanks can be taken over. Unlockable equipment and vehicle upgrades give you more options in later runs, while chain reactions created by the physics system can send everything out of control in just a few seconds. That is what gives Maniac its relentless pace. Instead of moving from mission to mission, each run becomes an attempt to create an even bigger disaster across the city. The Precinct takes GTA-style city chaos and puts you on the other side of the law. Set in 1980s Averno City, you play as rookie officer Nick Cordell Jr., patrolling the streets, responding to calls, and dealing with crimes ranging from parking violations to bank robberies. Chases are a big part of the experience. You can pursue suspects by car or helicopter and call in roadblocks, spike strips, or additional units when needed. The city is more than a collection of mission markers. Different districts, a day-night cycle, and changing weather help make it feel like a living sandbox. While working to take down the gangs, you also investigate the truth behind the death of Nick's father, who was killed in the line of duty.
Support is standing by. Backup units 1098, resume normal duties.
Rustler takes classic GTA-style crime chaos and moves it away from a modern city into a medieval world filled with complete absurdity. You play as a bald troublemaker known as The Guy, stealing horses, robbing peasants, escaping from guards, and getting pulled into increasingly ridiculous missions across the open world. Cars may be replaced by horses, but the chaos works much the same way. You can get fined for parking in restricted areas, fight with swords, or use weapons like an automatic crossbow that clearly do not belong in the period. Taking part in the Grand Tournament is one of the story's major goals, while pop culture references and Monty Python-style humor appear throughout the game. Rustler turns the freedom of classic top-down crime games into a funny medieval parody that has no interest in historical accuracy. Hotline Miami is still one of the first games that comes to mind when you think of top-down action, and that is not just because of its speed. It turns every encounter into a life-or-death puzzle that can be over in seconds. Set in 1989 Miami, you play as Jacket, who receives mysterious phone messages and is sent into buildings filled with armed enemies. A single bullet can kill you just as easily as it can kill them. That makes doors, weapon swaps, and the order in which you clear rooms extremely important. Different animal masks provide special advantages that can change the way you play, while the quick restart system lets you immediately try again after a failed attempt. Neon colors, aggressive electronic music, and a story that becomes increasingly surreal turn all of that violence into an atmosphere that is hard to forget. Deliver at all costs may look like an ordinary delivery game at first, but within minutes it turns into vehicular chaos, where you smash through almost everything in your path. You play as Winston Green, an unlucky and hot-headed courier, exploring large, semi-open areas set in 1959, both on foot and behind the wheel. The jobs are far from normal package deliveries. In one mission, you might be hauling a giant marlin behind your vehicle, while in another, you are dealing with a bomb that is about to explode. Since much of the environment is destructible, driving through the city can leave serious damage behind, and the people around you react to the chaos you create. Underneath all of that absurdity, a 3-act story follows Winston's mysterious past as he gradually spirals out of control. Shakedown Hawaii takes the chaos of old-school top-down crime games and mixes it with a pretty absurd satire of the business world. You steal cars, get into shootouts, and move freely around the island between missions. At the same time, you gradually invest the money you earn into different businesses. Then things start to escalate. You sabotage rival companies, shake down stores, and slowly add different parts of the city to your growing network of income. The aging CEO at the center of the story is trying to get his company back on its feet, but the methods he uses are not exactly what you would call corporate. Before long, the chaos you create on the streets and the businesses you acquire become part of the same loop, and the game keeps that ridiculous mix of crime and economics moving at a fun pace from beginning to end. The Henchmen expands the city chaos of top-down crime games with 2-player action. You start out as a low-level criminal on the streets of New Queens and gradually rise through the underworld, getting pulled into everything from fistfights and shootouts to police chases. Combat is not just about shooting. Combos, dodges, and well-timed maneuvers can earn you health or ammunition. Vehicles also focus more on fast, sliding arcade-style handling than realism, and you can even use a special power slide move during chases. You can play through all of this alone, or play it with a friend through 2-player local co-op and split-screen support. The story stretches from the winter of 1990 to the summer of 1996, taking you from street-level crime into conflicts between powerful crime bosses. Retro City Rampage DX takes the chaos of classic top-down crime games and turns it into an 8-bit parody. In its open world, you steal cars, escape from the police, take on missions across the city, and cause mayhem with whatever weapons you can get your hands on. The game does not rely only on crime and chases. It constantly references games, movies, and pop culture from the 80s and 90s, giving the whole experience its own sense of humor. Story mode includes more than 60 missions, while arcade mode focuses on shorter, faster challenges. The city also features shops, mini-games, collectibles, and character customization. Retro City Rampage DX combines open-world freedom with fast, funny, and deliberately over-the-top retro chaos. Streets of Rogue does not tell you exactly how to complete a mission. Instead, it puts the city in front of you and leaves the method entirely up to you. In procedurally generated districts, you can play as completely different characters, including a soldier, doctor, bartender, or even a gorilla. You can shoot your target, sneak inside, persuade people, or simply turn everything into chaos. Characters around the city go about their own lives and react to what you do in different ways thanks to the game's advanced AI. Since each character has different traits and ways to approach situations, a new run can change not only the map, but also the way you play. That is where Streets of Rogue gets its GTA-like feeling. The city has rules, but how far you choose to bend those rules is entirely up to you.